Seattle or Atlanta at Seattle. Um, this game was a really good game, and honestly, they scored a lot more points than I thought they would. Uh, both have very similar rosters. They both don't have a very good quarterback. With a good roster around them, with Geno Smith and Marcus Mariota. I've been an advocate of Desmond Ritter for the Atlanta Falcons. I think that he would put the Falcons in probably a better spot than Mariota would. Although Mariota is one of those guys that doesn't have a huge skill set, but he kind of knows how to win. Uh, Geno Smith is playing pretty good for it being out since 2014 and being a backup that whole time. And he's holding his own too, but I mean, there's only so much he can do. They don't have any running backs at all, and hardly any offensive line. Yeah, they got great wide receivers, but all they got is receivers and defense. So they ended up losing. Uh, Good game, man. Atlanta has fought every team strong this year. Even the Rams last week, they almost came back and won. I could see the Seahawks having a 6 or 7 game win season. I could see Atlanta having a 7 or 8 game win season. I don't see them going over 500, but Atlanta could make a wild card push if they made a quarterback change. Which, if they're gonna have a 7 or 8 game win season, the Falcons, I don't foresee them benching Marcus Mariota just because it's such an improvement from last year. And I guess you get Desmond Ritter in the backing him up, learning for 1 year. But Ritter is one of those quarterbacks that played all 4 years in college, and he was one of the more pro-ready quarterbacks coming out of the draft. So I think that they're kind of missing out on what kind of quarterback they potentially could have. Seattle, I think it looks like they're just going to be drafting a quarterback next year, and they're winning a little more than expected, and they're in games probably a lot more than they expected because I think Geno prepared really well, but like I said, they're both borderline 500 teams, and neither of them are going to make any kind of wild card push this year. They're both going to have different quarterbacks probably next year. I don't foresee them moving on with Mariota or Geno Smith in the future.